Welcome to our summary of 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. In this book, Peter Thiel challenges the usual way we think about progress. Instead of just making small improvements, going from 1 to n, he says that real innovation comes from creating something completely new, something that moves us from 0 to 1. This is a big shift in how we think about progress. Thiel believes that true value and lasting impact don't come from copying what's already been done, but from bringing brand new ideas into the world. This, he says, is what real progress is all about. Thiel goes on to talk about the role of technology in what he calls vertical progress. But when he talks about technology, he doesn't just mean gadgets and software. For Thiel, technology is any new and better way of doing things, anything that helps us move beyond what's normal. This is important because, according to him, these advancements are what help us solve big problems and build a better future. To truly innovate, Thiel says we need to think differently from everyone else. We have to question the usual way of doing things and be willing to think outside the box. Innovation doesn't happen by following the crowd. It happens by challenging what everyone else assumes and daring to see things differently. This idea of challenging the norm is a big part of the book, where Thiel encourages us to rethink how we do business and to create new ventures that stand out from the rest. As the book continues, Thiel looks at globalization and technology, especially through the experience of the dot-com bubble in the late 90s, and how it shaped our views on progress and innovation. He makes a clear distinction between two types of progress, horizontal and vertical. Horizontal progress is what we see with globalization, taking something that works and spreading it widely, like how China grew quickly by using Western models. This type of progress is about expanding on what we already know, taking us from 1 to n. But vertical progress, the leap from 0 to 1, is about creating something entirely new. This is where true technological innovation happens, and Thiel argues that it's what really drives society forward. Without vertical progress, globalization just spreads existing ideas, which can lead to problems like running out of resources and harming the environment. Looking back at the dot-com bubble, Thiel gives us his perspective. The late 1990s were a time of global economic uncertainty and a lot of pessimism. The internet boom, even with its irrational excitement, brought hope and the promise of a better future. But when the bubble burst, it left people afraid to take risks and hesitant to dream big. Thiel criticizes the lessons many people learned from the crash, like focusing on small, safe improvements, choosing flexibility over careful planning, and favoring tiny steps over bold moves. He believes these lessons are often misunderstood and that real innovation needs a braver approach. Despite its flaws, the dot-com era showed the spirit of going from 0 to 1, a spirit of daring and chasing groundbreaking ideas. As this section wraps up, Thiel urges us to focus more on technological innovation. He challenges the cautious, risk-avoiding mindset that has taken over since the dot-com crash, pushing us to be more ambitious and visionary about the future. This leads into his next discussions on why building monopolies, finding hidden opportunities, and encouraging innovation are so important. In the third part of 0 to 1, Thiel questions the common idea that competition is the best situation for companies. He compares two economic models, perfect competition and monopoly. In perfect competition, which traditional economics often praises, many companies offer similar products. Because of the intense competition, businesses are forced to keep lowering their prices just to survive, leading to very small profits that might eventually disappear. In this situation, no single company has control over the market, and everyone is just trying to keep their heads above water. In contrast, a monopoly is when a company offers something so unique and better that it has no real competition. This allows the company to set its own prices and make significant profits because customers don't have other options. Even though monopolies often get criticized, Thiel argues they can be good for both the company and society. The real value of a monopoly isn't about overcharging customers, but about creating something so innovative that it opens up new possibilities. These companies don't just lead their markets, they make new things possible for everyone. Thiel also talks about how companies sometimes hide their real market position. Companies with monopoly power often downplay their dominance, pointing out even the smallest competitors to avoid too much attention. On the flip side, companies that aren't monopolies might make themselves seem more unique by defining their market narrowly, making it look like they're the big player in a small space. The section finishes with a critical look at competition. In a market full of competition, businesses are always fighting just to stay in business. This focus on cutting costs and chasing quick profits can stop innovation and make companies less willing to take big risks needed to create truly groundbreaking products. Thiel's message is clear. If you want to build a business that lasts and makes a difference, you need to get out of the competition trap and aim for a monopoly. He warns that chasing perfect competition is a path to stagnation and eventually failure. In the fourth section of 0 to 1, Thiel shifts from ideas to real strategies. He gives a detailed guide on how to build businesses that not only succeed, but also dominate markets and last a long time. He explains what makes monopolies special and how to position a business to achieve this kind of market control. Thiel points out 4 main things that often define monopoly businesses. First is proprietary technology. This is the main thing behind most monopolies. It's not just about having a better product. It's about creating something so much better that it leaves competitors far behind. Thiel suggests aiming for a product that's 10 times better than anything else out there. Whether by inventing something completely new, making a big improvement to something that already exists, or combining design in a new way, the goal is to create a product that's not just a little better, but a complete game changer in its field. Next is the idea of network effects. This happens when a product or service becomes more valuable as more people use it. Social media platforms are a good example. Each new user adds value for everyone else. But Thiel says that network effects don't automatically lead to success. Your product needs to be valuable from the start, even when only a few people are using it. This means you have to choose your first users carefully and make sure the product meets their needs right away. Then there's economies of scale. As a business grows, it can become more efficient and make more profit. The idea is that as you produce more, the cost per unit goes down, leading to higher profits. Software companies are a clear example. Once the software is developed, making more copies costs very little, allowing the company to grow quickly. Lastly, Thiel talks about branding. A strong brand isn't just about being recognized. It's about making customers feel like your product is unique and the best option. But Thiel warns that branding alone isn't enough. For a brand to be truly strong, it needs to be backed by real technological advantages, network effects, or economies of scale. When it comes to strategy, Thiel advises against trying to take over a big market right from the start. Instead, he suggests starting small, focusing on a narrow niche where you can become the leader. By concentrating resources and avoiding direct competition with bigger companies, a startup can dominate its niche, learn important lessons about its customers, and then slowly expand into related markets. This approach not only builds a strong foundation, but also prepares the business for long-term success. This section of 0 to 1 gives entrepreneurs a simple guide to building businesses that can last. Thiel focuses on the importance of creating unique products, using network effects and economies of scale, and building a strong brand. His approach shows a clear path to dominating a market without getting caught up in tough competition. As we move into the fifth section, Thiel introduces the idea of secrets, hidden truths and unexplored areas that can lead to new inventions and progress. He challenges the common belief that everything important has already been discovered, arguing that the world is still full of secrets waiting to be found. Finding and using these secrets is key to building successful companies and creating a better future. In fact, the ability to uncover and use these hidden truths is what makes successful entrepreneurs and innovators stand out. Thiel begins by rejecting the idea that we live in a world where all the big questions have already been answered. He believes many secrets are still hidden in both nature and human society, just waiting for those curious enough to find them. By challenging what's already known and exploring the unknown, entrepreneurs can create groundbreaking solutions and build businesses that really stand out. But why don't more people look for these secrets? Thiel points out a few reasons. One reason is incrementalism. Our schools and workplaces often encourage us to focus on making small, step-by-step improvements rather than pushing us to explore bold, new ideas. This cautious approach can limit creativity and stop people from pursuing unconventional paths. Another reason is risk aversion. Many avoid searching for secrets because they fear being wrong or having beliefs that go against what most people think. The possibility of failure, along with the fear of judgment or rejection, can discourage people from exploring new territory. Complacency is another factor. People who have already achieved success might become too comfortable with how things are and less motivated to look for new discoveries. The safety of their current position can reduce their drive to explore the unknown. Finally, there's the idea of flatness. In our globalized, highly competitive world, it's easy to feel like anything worth discovering has already been found by someone else, somewhere. This belief can make people feel there's no point in looking for secrets, leading to a sense of hopelessness. Thiel's message is clear. Those who are willing to question the norm and explore these hidden truths have the chance to create something truly amazing. Thiel divides secrets into two main types. The first type, secrets of nature, involves hidden parts of the physical world that we haven't discovered yet. These secrets often need scientific research and experiments to uncover. They might include new scientific discoveries, medical breakthroughs, or innovative technologies that use natural forces in new ways. The second type, secrets about people, involves things that people either don't know about themselves or keep hidden from others. Finding these secrets usually means asking unusual questions, challenging what's normal, and understanding human behavior and motivations deeply. Thiel also talks about how important it is to keep these secrets within a company. He believes that the best businesses are built on secrets that are kept from the outside world. Sharing these secrets only with people inside the company creates a strong sense of purpose and builds a unique company culture. Employees feel like they are part of an exclusive group with special knowledge, which brings them closer together and makes them more committed to the company's goals. Thiel even compares a successful startup to a conspiracy to change the world, where employees work together toward a common goal. This part of 0 to 1 is really a call to action for entrepreneurs and innovators. Thiel challenges the usual way of thinking and encourages people to stay curious and actively look for secrets. By finding hidden truths and exploring unknown areas, individuals and companies can create groundbreaking solutions, build successful businesses, and help make the world better. The focus on sharing secrets within a company also shows how important it is to build a strong culture and a shared sense of purpose, which can be a powerful force for success. Moving into the sixth section, called Foundations, Thiel talks about how important it is to set a strong foundation for a startup from the very beginning. He compares starting a company to creating a nation or even the universe, showing that the decisions made in these early stages have long-lasting effects. Thiel stresses that these early decisions shape the company's future, so it's crucial to get them right from the start. One of the most important decisions is choosing co-founders. Thiel compares this to picking a life partner, saying that compatibility, trust, and a shared vision are essential for long-term success. He warns that conflicts between co-founders can be as damaging as a messy divorce, which could threaten the whole business. That's why it's so important to choose co-founders you know well, trust, and have worked with successfully before. Thiel then explains a company's structure in three key parts: ownership, possession, and control. Ownership is about who legally owns the company's shares, usually divided among founders, employees, and investors. Possession is about who handles the daily management and operations, typically the founders and their team. Control refers to the formal governance of the company, usually managed by a board of directors that includes both founders and investors. While these roles can work well in theory, Thiel points out that they can also lead to conflicts if not managed carefully. As the company grows, the interests of different groups, whether founders, employees, or investors, may start to differ, causing disagreements over the company's direction or strategy. To keep everyone aligned and committed, Thiel suggests using equity compensation. By giving employees a stake in the company, they become personally invested in its success and more motivated to help it grow. However, Thiel warns against giving everyone an equal share, as this can lead to feelings of unfairness. Instead, equity should be given out thoughtfully, considering each person's contributions, risks, and sacrifices. Thiel also highlights the importance of keeping the details of equity distribution private to avoid conflicts and maintain a positive work environment. This section highlights how crucial it is to build a solid foundation for your startup, because the choices made at the beginning will shape everything that happens later. As we finish this section of 0 to 1, it's clear that building a successful startup isn't just about having a great idea or a disruptive product. The early choices you make, like picking co-founders, building team relationships, and setting up how people are paid, can have a big impact on your company's future. By focusing on getting everyone aligned with the same long-term goals and creating value together, entrepreneurs can greatly improve their chances of not just starting a successful business, but also building one that lasts and makes a real difference in the world. In the next section, Thiel talks about the relationship between humans and computers, offering a new way to look at it. Instead of seeing them as rivals, he suggests that humans and computers work best as partners. While some people worry that artificial intelligence and automation will take away jobs, Thiel has a different view. He thinks that humans and computers have different strengths, and when they work together, they can do amazing things. Computers are really good at handling data, doing repetitive tasks, and managing lots of information quickly. But humans are better at things like creativity, making decisions, and using judgment, things that even the smartest AI can't do as well. Thiel believes the most successful businesses in the future will be the ones that use technology to help people achieve even more. He introduces the idea of human-computer teamwork, where both work together to do things neither could do alone. Thiel shares his experiences at PayPal and Palantir, where combining human judgment with machine intelligence was very effective in solving tough problems like detecting fraud and analyzing data. These examples show how humans and computers can use their unique strengths to solve problems that would be too hard for either to handle alone. Thiel thinks this kind of partnership could change not just the tech industry, but also fields like law, medicine, and education. By using technology in their daily work, professionals in these areas can improve their skills and achieve more. Thiel also talks about how important distribution and sales are to a business's success, even in the tech world where creating products often gets the most attention. He challenges the common belief in Silicon Valley that a great product will automatically find its market. Thiel stresses that even the most innovative products need good distribution strategies to reach customers and gain popularity. He discusses different ways to distribute products, from complex high-value sales to viral marketing that spreads quickly through word of mouth. Thiel also talks about the challenges of reaching specific market segments and explains the importance of matching distribution strategies to both the product and the audience. Thiel talks about the power law of distribution, a key idea in this section. This principle says that in any business, one or two distribution channels will likely be much more effective than all the others combined. This goes against the common belief that using more distribution channels will automatically bring better results. Thiel advises entrepreneurs to focus on finding and mastering the most important channels for their product or service, instead of spreading their efforts too thin across many less effective options. Wrapping up the earlier discussion, it's clear that 0 to 1 offers a positive and hopeful view of how humans and technology can work together. Instead of worrying about losing jobs to machines, Thiel focuses on the amazing potential for humans and computers to team up and make each other stronger. But he also reminds us that even the best products need good distribution and sales strategies to succeed. The key takeaway is that building a successful business requires not just great technology, but also a deep understanding of how to reach and serve your customers. In the 8th section, Thiel shifts the focus to the people who start and grow groundbreaking companies, the founders. He introduces the founders paradox, a concept that shows how these leaders often have complex and sometimes contradictory traits. Founders are not just unique individuals. They often have a mix of qualities that make them stand out in surprising ways. They can be both insiders and outsiders, with strong points and weak points. This mix of traits helps them challenge common ideas, see opportunities others might miss, and lead their companies toward big goals that go beyond small improvements. Thiel explores how founders often start as outsiders, bringing fresh perspectives and unique backgrounds that let them see things differently and question the usual way of doing things. This outsider viewpoint can lead to powerful innovation since they are not stuck in traditional thinking. But to make their ideas a reality, these founders must also learn to work within their industries, getting funding, forming partnerships, and attracting top talent. The most successful founders are those who can bridge these two worlds. Thiel uses examples of famous entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk, who changed industries by combining insider knowledge with an outsider's perspective. While Thiel praises the unique qualities that make founders special, he also warns about the dangers of putting them on a pedestal. When founders become very successful, they often attract a lot of media attention and public praise, which can make them feel more important than they really are and disconnect them from reality. Thiel warns that founders need to stay grounded and avoid believing their own hype, as this can hurt their judgment, make them resist change, and eventually lead to the failure of their companies. The story of Bill Gates and Microsoft is a reminder that even the most successful founders can face public scrutiny and legal challenges that can slow down their company's growth. As this section ends, Thiel looks at the bigger picture of humanity's future, presenting 4 possible scenarios: collapse, plateau, extinction, and takeoff. He quickly dismisses the idea of a repeating cycle of collapse and recovery, arguing that the connectedness of today's world and the power of modern technology make complete destruction more likely than a simple setback. Thiel also questions whether a global plateau, where economic growth stops, could last, since competition for limited resources might lead to conflicts that result in extinction. Thiel's optimism shines through as he hopes for a future where technology takes off in a big way. He imagines a world where groundbreaking innovations could push humanity into a radically different and better future. This idea, often called the singularity, is where technology, especially in artificial intelligence, goes beyond human abilities, leading to changes we can hardly imagine today. But Thiel warns that this hopeful future isn't guaranteed. It requires us to work hard and focus on creating new technologies that solve big problems and help people live better lives. This part of 0 to 1 is both a tribute to the spirit of founders and a strong call to action. It shows how important founders are in driving progress and shaping the future, while also recognizing the big challenges and responsibilities they face. The main point here is that the future isn't already decided. It's like a blank canvas, ready to be filled by those with the vision and courage to create something new. By focusing on creativity and aiming for those 0 to 1 breakthroughs, we can build a future that's not just different, but truly better. As we move into the final section of 0 to 1, Thiel brings everything together, offering a powerful call to action for entrepreneurs and innovators. This conclusion isn't just a recap. It's a clear summary of the book's most important lessons, meant to leave you with a renewed sense of purpose and a challenge to shape the future. Thiel starts by going over the main ideas that have been discussed throughout the book. He highlights the importance of aiming for 0 to 1 breakthroughs, creating something truly new instead of just improving what's already there. This kind of progress, he reminds us, is driven by technology, with entrepreneurship being the way to bring these innovations to life. Thiel also stresses the value of thinking differently, encouraging us to question what's normal and look for the hidden truths or secrets that can lead to unique and valuable opportunities. But Thiel doesn't stop there. He emphasizes the need to challenge conventional thinking and actively pursue innovation. The future, he argues, isn't set in stone. It's something we shape through the choices we make and the actions we take today. By daring to challenge accepted ideas and chasing bold, unconventional goals, we have the potential to create a future that's not just different, but much better. Thiel urges us to push past complacency and embrace the challenges and uncertainties that come with innovation. It might not be easy, but it's the path that leads to real, meaningful change. Thiel also highlights how powerful technology and entrepreneurship can be. He firmly believes that new technological innovations are key to solving some of humanity's biggest problems and building a future that's more prosperous and fulfilling. But it's not just about making money. Thiel calls on entrepreneurs to use technology to create companies that not only succeed financially, but also make the world a better place. He imagines a world where businesses are driven not just by profit, but by a sense of purpose and a desire to have a positive impact. The final message is clear. The future is in our hands, and by embracing innovation and a different way of thinking, we can shape it for the better. Thiel ends with a strong call to action, telling us to embrace the 0 to 1 mindset and play an active role in shaping the future. He encourages aspiring entrepreneurs to look for unique opportunities, question the usual way of doing things, and build companies that don't just follow trends, but create new value and make a lasting, positive difference in the world. The main message is about empowerment, reminding us that innovation and progress are things we can achieve. The takeaway is clear and inspiring. The future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we can create with bold ideas, brave choices, and a commitment to making new paths. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring you more insightful book summaries and practical advice. Stay tuned for more content that can help you achieve your financial goals and personal growth. Thanks for watching.